and creative director of her own brand and a global sustainability advocate. Please help us welcome one of Laguna's own to tell us a little bit about her own story, Catherine Story.
And thank you, Robin and Catherine. I'm Catherine Story. I'm a fashion designer and boutique owner here in Laguna Beach. Growing up here in the 60s and 70s, vintage shopping was our culture. You know, we went to Tippecanoes, we waited for things to get on the $4 rack. You know, we were there at least once a week, probably more. Fast forward to 1995, after being in London for 10 years and really falling in love and knowing that fashion design was my passion, I opened my first boutique down by Jack in the Box. And I started with a small rack, and I was really carrying other people's work there. And I didn't know how to sew. So I just was going to vintage stores and redoing things the way I liked them. And it caught on. People wanted to purchase my pieces right off of me. So a few years, about 5 years later, I moved downtown to Ocean Avenue and I decided to just do my collection. And how would that look? How can I expand on what I was already doing? So I was scouring the vintage stores, doing upcycled 501s, and then I found myself in the back of the vintage store, and there were all these beautiful vintage lace tablecloths and bedspreads and doilies, and I just could see the beauty in them, and they were actually like pieces of fabric, if you think about it. So it was really my first time designing something completely from scratch with these vintage lace pieces, and working with these pieces, I realized that these are family heirlooms that, you know, were handed down and loved and crocheted by our grandmothers, and now they're like discarded in the back of, you know, a vintage store. So I called the collection Love Back to Life, and that was really the beginning of that got so much response from my clients and really kept evolving me as a designer, because people loved what I was doing, and you know, you're fueled by the love of someone else wearing and appreciating your art or whatever it is you do. Really starting out as not an environmentalist, but as an artist, I was very comfortable working with my hands. So fast forward again to 2 years ago, the World Sustainable Organization in Milan asked me if I wanted to apply for their certification to be a sustainable fashion designer. So it's a long process, like 40 pages. A lot of it didn't apply to me, and I needed help because it was very thorough and really brought a lot of awareness to myself about like what sustainability is. I worked with them. I just returned from Milan Fashion Week in September, and I love it that the awareness is what this is all about, because we all love the environment. We have a blue belt on one side, a green belt on the other. We know how much we love the environment, but we don't really know what things we can do, little things we can do in our own daily lives. So I love it that the Laguna Art Museum has done this and really made an impact on our town by standing up like this, and I love working with these wonderful ladies, and thank you so much for having me.
And I'm sure you are all